Hey, what's up, guys? I have a very fucking crazy video for you guys today. I have recently gotten into an argument with my girlfriend, like I said in the last video, and then we took a very mature step to fix the relationship. And our approach was for me to just write down what I think needs to be fixed and have a talk with her. So here is a very raw footage of me doing this, and she does not know I'm recording. So enjoy it. Now, before we begin, one of the first things I want to say is this. A lot of times when we have these kind of talks, right, we don't do it as extensively like this, but what we do is we try to have the talk, and then we try to tie it with some cuteness, some romance, like if this happens then this is gonna be beautiful, kind of showing look, this is a good direction to go.
Yeah.
With this thing, let's not do that. Let's not try to bring in any kind of fantasy fluff into it. It's very real. We have problems. It's better if we can make this serious and then actually lead it to real type of fantasy type of world where you're actually getting everything we know, we dream of, like that, right?
Yeah.
Let's not put dream into this now and then go back to a shitty life right the next day.
Okay.
All right? Okay. So let's see. So I'll read most of it, and then I'll add some things by myself because it was just too much to write.
Okay.
Okay, so dear Melanie, we have been together for over 2 years now. We're starting to enter the stage where it is considered long term. We've came very far, so far from where we were that I feel obligated for us to give another shot. So what does that mean is that from what we were in the beginning, right? Since we came so far where we are now, in terms of growth and stuff, I feel obligated for us to give this a proper shot, because if we can overcome those kind of challenges, we should be able to overcome a lot more challenges as well. There's a possibility, right? It's not like we failed at everything or something like that. We're pretty successful at the hard ones. Okay. Yeah, so I could have read that. That's what I wrote.
Okay.
Because if we can overcome alright, so however, this time it's different because it's not going to happen just through the passage of time. This is critical to understand because in the beginning the problems we had was very harmful to us, right? So we'd be crying, screaming, things like that. So through the passage of time we would be have understanding and also sympathy. Sympathy for us and the other person, damn, we're gonna kill each other if we keep going like that. So through the passage of time it would be overall fixed. Understand time passes, we kind of okay, but we'll just stop. We can't just always argue about these little things because otherwise we're gonna kill each other. So that's passage of time, it works. But now the types of issues we have through passage of time, it's not gonna be fixed. It's going to need conscious effort. Okay?
Yeah.
Because the way we are now, passage of time is going to just make us mediocre, right? We're just gonna exist, eat some food, fight sometimes, go to the park, nothing else is gonna change, right? Because things are pretty much comfortable. We're just we're here in this room. There's not too many challenges or anything that's really trying to kill us. So we'll just let it go. So we need deliberate conscious effort to take us to a higher level, right? So I put a definition of conscious effort here, identifying our problem, deliberately using discipline to stay on.
Can I read this?
Yeah.
Because it will be more if I read the conscious effort. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's my definition of that. Okay. So with that being said, the following are going to be the criteria of importance:
Yes.
health, wealth, mind, and connection. Okay? So these are my criteria for a relationship, actually. So I'll go through them. Now, most of these I put in harsh. I put it in pretty harsh because I want it to be addressing the problems. Right, it's not like us complimenting each other. That's why we're having this. We're addressing the problem. Okay, so health. Very practical. We need charts of foods we can eat and make at home. Okay, and 95% of the meals we eat in a month has to be homemade. It sounds very structured, but my thing is already very simple with that, right? Like, I already live that. It doesn't make sense for us to pay for food that harms the body. That's just like as simple as I can put it, right? Why would you pay for something that you worked hard for the money that harms your body? It just doesn't make sense. So, bam, very practical. Gym. We'll set goals we have to reach within a due date. Even me, I'm guilty of this where I'm just like sort of working out thing and maintaining, but I don't have any like type of goal that I'm reaching at. Other than when I do like challenges with Nathan and stuff, I don't do like massive, pushes to gain weight or even lose or get fit or like exercise or things like that. So these two things are in health. It completes that, right? And you're going to be doing that as well. We're gonna have due dates, like the due date we set. We failed to do that, right? Because they're just passive. You go and you just bike around, listen to music. One of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get 2 stopwatches, right? Take fitness really seriously. No more phones allowed in the gym, right? Because phone makes you just like watch videos and stuff, and you really can't push. So stopwatches where we see where we are, and we just really like kind of take it in a scientific view, right? Like we try to burn more calories for you to burn more weight and things like that. Just take it very practical and put due dates to it. If you don't reach it, we put a reflection of why didn't we reach it and like what we can add, subtract, what exercise more to put in to reach it next time. That's all. That's help. Done. Wealth. Okay, so for wealth, I put a pretty good description of money. Now, this is a little different because the view of money I have now is actually surpassed this. Okay, but I had this view and it got me really far up until the last 2 years, right? So you need this now because you are below that view. Like you haven't got to that view yet. Does that make sense? I surpassed it, so I'm not gonna give you what I'm now because it's like kind of wooey, right?
Yeah.
So the type of view that you need now, in my understanding, is the idea that money is not evil. You were kind of raised in a way where you thought that if you were to put yourself forward in a way where making a lot of money is evil. It's like, why would you do that? It doesn't really have to be like that. You can just be content and things like that. But that's not true. It may be true because of a lot of organizations do that or whatever, but that's not true, right? So basically, let's see. Yeah, so I just put that, basically I wrote exactly what I just said in different words. I say again, I feel the need to put some basic groundwork when it comes to money because, just to emphasize that it's not evil, right? And I go on to push that you just need to be able to get away from things like, I was raised like this, and you should never have that thought again. I was raised like this. I was raised very different from the way I live now, right? Like, you just hear from people. The way I was raised, the stories you hear, it's insane. Like, just driving, drugs, all this shit. What am I doing now? I just took eggs off my list for cholesterol. I don't drive over 60 because it's dangerous and it burns gas. Massive changes, right? I never say like I was raised like this, but you need to not have that thought because every time we bring it up, you think like, oh, when I was like this, my parents said this. It doesn't do any there's no justice in that. It's so much further. You're 23, you're away from your parents. It's like you're a different planet right now. Mm-hmm. So even thinking about that, it's like, what the hell are you doing? So that's the thing with money. Now, to move on from that, you will need a direction to go towards, right? So, like the other things, any way to bring that and make sure it happens is going to be by setting goals, right? Like I said, I don't set goals anymore because I'm kind of past that and I just try to kick around and see what's working right now, right? But it has gotten me really far. The setting goals, trying to achieve this thing it really works, and probably gonna go back to that sometime later also. I'm always gonna be circulating, not one way forever. Anyways, not to get too so for this, it looks like you will have skills. You'll try to get skills under your belt. Can you stop all that moving? Just stop.
No, I want to sit up straight.
Yeah, just sit like that.
Okay.
This is good. You're gonna be trying to put skills under your belt, right? So FB ads, whatever it is, just some form of skills to complete a project. Because at work now, all you do is you're just getting phone skills, right? And it's linear. It's not getting up and you're getting master at phone. You're just answering things, right?
Yeah.
So going just by simple basic terms, right? Not even using my like book like sayings and stuff, you're probably going to be like paid, or like you're probably going to be rewarded in a direct, what do you call it, direct proportion to your work or the problem you're solving, right? It's Elon Musk's like basic thing. So I can't put exactly what you're gonna do, but I know that if you get into a rhythm of accomplishing things other than just like, after you come back from work and you just watch Netflix for hours, if you just get in a rhythm of accomplish things, you'll get that confidence, right? That you can actually understand things and make something happen. Then when you find a thing that you actually like, you can go into that. But for now, we're going to have you choose some of these things, whatever it is, editing videos, ideas to execute, maybe basic SEO, and the other part would be just reading. You're going to read a lot from now. So 30 minutes to an hour a day, at least a chapter of the books that you choose, right? Every single day, no matter what happens, weekend or not, or we go out or not. If we go somewhere for a little trip, you're going to take the book with you. Every day you're going to have to be reading, because it's very critical you have knowledge coming in to start to brainwash your mind to a higher frequency, because the people around you are very low frequency and they're never going to be able to get up there. So you need like eternal knowledge, like time, like books that have stood against time. Some of the things I read, it doesn't have to be what I read, it could be anything, but books that have, it's like, about people who did great things and it has stood through time, just like that. Because reading got me a long way, and I still read obviously, but it was a start, right? Meditation and reading and Elite Health was what started me in my journey in my 3 years ago, right? So you must read. There's no like okay, some of these things are going to benefit me, just so you know from the back. Some of these things are like for my interest as well. Reading, it's going to benefit me because you're going to be able to have more conversations with me. It's not going to just be like, all right, give me that pillow. Okay, turn on the thing, turn out the light. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be more, intellectual talks. That benefits me actually. I actually strive on intellectual talks, right? I love this shit. That's why I Skype people and I talk to friends about like different unique ideas. Some of these things are gonna look like I'm doing it just to benefit me, but it's really it's gonna benefit you. Reading is gonna do more benefit to you than me. Learning these things, these discipline of editing videos and stuff like that, will make it look like you're gonna be benefiting just me because you're gonna be using it on my videos on YouTube and stuff. But it's actually going to benefit you for the discipline of doing and habit of getting shit done, right? Okay. So does everything make sense, right? I feel
Yes.
like I'm.
No, it's okay.
All right. That was wealth. It was a pretty big one, but you understand the sequence I took it, right?
Yeah.
I took a broad understanding of wealth. I picked one thing that always you bring up, that I was raised like this, and eliminated that. Then I gave you a eternal saying of why it is important and not evil, and then some basic practical terms. Read, get new knowledge, and choose skills that you can be better at because it will help out in that. Anyways, okay. Mind. So one of the biggest barriers that I feel to us intellectually, okay, like I just said, okay, not being able to talk to you about anything other than basic mundane things, right? Oh, the stove is off, things like that. And other than that, if we talk, it's just like we put this cute little thing with the koala world and stuff like that. I'm not sure if we have to completely eliminate that for the beginning at least, because I feel like it harms our, ability to just talk to each other. We never actually talk about stuff, right? So that's mine, and it goes with reading. See, I put only one solution again. So with wealth, it's almost kind of goes together, right? I put wealth. What you have to do in wealth and mine is a lot of the similar things. Is just reading. Deactivate Netflix, and read. Netflix is killing you. It's just hours of shows that never end, and it's just I don't know. I could go over a whole rant about this, but anyways. The other thing I put here is the video I told you to watch with Superwoman, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you felt about that video, but when I watched it, it actually kind of blew my mind. like I never had that kind of confirmation given from a female. You know what I mean? Because I talk about these things all the time and I'm confused about it through most of my life. Like, do girls really need this? Are girls like really like they just need the romance? Is it like ingrained in their thing, like how people say? But the people that said those things are part of the 99%. That's where I understood, and I had like a complete like enlightenment that day through that simple video. Because throughout my life I was always told that girls need this, girls need that, and I can't do it because I'm not romantic, and that's like that. But when you see a real girl who's getting somewhere and who's like actually happy, they don't need guys telling that they're beautiful. They don't need guys telling them that, because they know they're beautiful inside. They know they got the spark inside to be, valuable. And that goes a long way. It's not just about money and stuff. Like, look how they act, their confidence is. Where was it going with this? It's just to show you that the mindset for that, you need to kind of get out of that idea that, oh, romance, flowers every month means love, like slow dancing at random times during the day is good. We're not going to eliminate it, obviously. When we feel it, it will come. But we're not going to try to be like, oh, I didn't get a flower for 3 months now, so it means that we're not doing good. That kind of stuff is very, very dumb, especially when it's confirmed by these like higher girls that like, oh, we don't really want this stuff. We actually want like connection, I think that's more important than like sequence times when you have to bring in flowers and stuff. I'm not gonna stop bringing flowers. I'm just saying that your mindset where you think in time, like, oh, this much time happened and we didn't do this for like these little things, like you didn't get flowers or stuff like that, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like, it's like the same level of thinking as people around us with clothes. They want to save all their hard-earned money in their fucking minimum wage jobs to get a shoe that's like $300, their whole paycheck. The shoe itself doesn't give them any satisfaction or heals them or anything, or any form of higher level anything. It's just then somebody's gonna look at it and feel and think that it's cool. It's like such a third person thing, right? Flowers, I feel like it's kind of same. Other than when it's like spontaneous and happens and it's nice and smells and it's perfect moment, that's, yeah, obviously that's good then. But when you have it like sequentially needed, it's kind of empty. You're just wanting things to come and then you leave it out to die. You get the point, right?
Yeah.
You want to get to a point where you feel confident inside. You actually don't need me. That's where like you really want to be like through the end of this. You're gonna get to a point where you don't really like need me. You just want me around because it's just like fucking awesome to have me around. Like because of all the shit we can do together and stuff like that. But you want to be so like to a point where you're so confident at the shit that you have inside, the fucking whatever you want to call it, fireworks and stars, whatever we call like awesomeness, that you don't need anybody else, right? That's mine. That's fucking real. See, I put big and real as well. All right. That's real. Okay. What is it? Reading the truth in the world would bring any areas more real in any relationship. Okay. At this time, what is this?
It is the.
My handwriting is so bad I can't even read it. I wrote fast. Okay. At this time.
Any religion at this time, it is the philosophers and entrepreneurs that is doing its best, not Ireland the new black.
Yeah. So that's the thing. They speak the most truth in my experience of reading, right? That's what I'm just saying. I wrote that is because of the reading, right? You don't have to read the books I read, but I will tell you the philosophers, the comedians, and the entrepreneurs are today's prophets. It's always been like health instructors, comedians, entrepreneurs are the prophets for today. Who else would it be? Fucking Drake? No, like. It's not the most followed people. Before it used to be the most followed people literally walking behind, like Jesus and shit. But today's day, it is these people. It's the comedians and entrepreneurs. So you want to read about them and go into them, not like, I don't know, fantasy, like books and shit like that. All right. Lastly, relationship. Okay. I put down that I don't feel a connection that we like once felt, obviously. Not just that, but I don't feel connected to you a lot of times. It feels like we're just like passing through each other and we just share this room a lot of times, right? And but the thing is, as I write this, I wrote where is it? But as I write this, I realized that if I were to be doing the last three, if you were to be doing the last three aspects, I would fall in love again. Because two people working hard with common goals in mind, inspiring each other, contributing positively in health, wealth, and mind sounds pretty damn close to love to me. Okay? And yeah. So then I put that's real. That's how real it is, like as real as it gets to me, right? We take care of our health, we inspire our minds, and yeah, we're just like going towards something in life together, and we contribute each other. Like 1 + 1 is 3 instead of 1 + 1 is like 2 or worse. 1 + 1 is like negative or some shit. 1 + 1 is 3, right? That's to me is like love, not any other like superficial stuff. All right. Okay. Having that said, I put 2 practical things that I want to be limited. I'm pretty sure you have more practical things there in this department, but one of them that really gets me till now is random hangups. Okay, so before the list was like 20 things, right? Let's say a year ago, it's 20 things you could do that in a day you could piss me off. Now one of them is, the biggest one is this, random hangups. Sometimes I'm just doing my thing. I'm like working, making like things, videos, reading and stuff, and just having a good time by myself. Maybe you're at work. Something happened earlier on in the day that I have no clue about. For example, let's say Tara messaged you that they're not doing anything today. And she messaged me that, hey, we should hang out. Like it happened yesterday, right? I don't know why. But you called me and I told you like, oh, we're gonna go to see Tara tomorrow. You're like, what the fuck? And you got mad and stuff like that? He's like, oh, I'm not invited and stuff, you hang up. And I call and you pick up. And I'm like, that kind of stuff has to completely go. Instantly. Like from day one. We have to have like a level of trust where it's not just like, oh, you did this, you're wrong, okay, I'm gonna like hang up and like turn on my phone. I'm not gonna talk to you for days and you make it feel awkward, and after 3 days we're just gonna hug and be okay. It's so dysfunctional and so toxic. You did like you make me go through like some like anger emotions, and then we don't talk for a few days, and then we just hug, and then it's okay. We never even address the problem. It's very dysfunctional, right? So no matter what happens from now, the first thing, we always give maximum trust to each other. We just call like, hey, I thought like, oh, she said that we're not doing anything. Is everything okay? I'm like, oh yeah, I just got this. And then you maybe text her back like, oh, okay, whatever it is. Point blank is we keep our base. Okay, if somebody externally says something, we don't take them for a word and attack. We keep our base and we go from there, and we understand. There should be never a hang up. There should be never like a quarrel out of nowhere, right? From my point of view also, I'm not gonna ever get mad for like little things that just happen out of nowhere. I'll always ask you first, like how this happened or things like that, and then yeah. Silence. It's the second part to the first thing. It always follows this sequence, right? And this is the problem that was able to stay from the beginning of a relationship, right? It just passed through all the fucking barriers, and it still is there now. Whenever we have a problem, we're just quiet. As if like 3-4 days were of not talking and not being close to each other physically, and we're just passing by and we're just like, we shut up, we feel that it's going to fix stuff. And how it becomes fixed meaning we don't ever address it, we just come back again together, is because of sexuality. We start to miss each other sexually, and we start to like kind of want to hug and kiss more maybe, and then we come more close, and then we just say sorry and so on. But it's not okay. We need to stop the silence for like 2-3 days, right?
Can I input in this?
Yeah.
Like, okay, if we're angry about something, or like you get very determined about saying something, when you go on like, I wouldn't say it's a rant, but when you start explaining, I feel like I have to listen to all of it first and then reply. I feel like that's why I'm quiet sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like straight up fucking like quiet, like that day we were walking, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel sometimes you need to just ask me, so what do you think about this? Like, just put it out there, not just continue talking and expect me to interrupt, because
I see what you mean, yeah.
if we think differently, we understand it differently. I think I have to listen to all of it, and you think I have to say it in the middle, right? So let's meet each other halfway.
Okay, I see what you mean. All right, that makes sense. So we'll try that. Yeah, basically it's like I go on a rant, and when I pause, I feel like you're gonna supposed to say, but you don't. If I ask you, what do you think about that? You're going to. But I gave a very
No, you can go on into all
more
of it.
what do you call explanation to this. So for the silence, right? I feel like the root issue, right? You don't have to go through this. If you can fix this overnight, you can. But if it's not, I'm willing to work with you until we go to the point of this. Like bioenergetic releases, I would say, is what you need. I'm
What is
pretty
that?
sure that's exactly what it is. Bioenergetic is well, the reason I think you need this is because it's conditioning. Like most common one is if you're raised in a way where your parents tell you shut up, and like or like they're fighting and you have like nothing to do. You're just like should I help or not? Like you're just like helpless and stuff like that happens. If it's not parents, it could be like a lot of people you grew up with who like kind of like bully you or things like that. Always happens. It's like very common in society, but nobody addresses it, right? Bioenergy releases, I would be willing to like take it that far where we go to the park and we just let out emotion, like like we get something, bang trees, yell, scream, hit the ground, things like that, and we do it like early morning and things like that until your body gets into a rhythm where it shakes out all that tension that you built up, right? From then on, when something happens, you're confronting something, you just like you explode. It's not it might be anger, it might be not, but the point is you will like react. You will say things. You will say what your feelings are instead of just being quiet and just like holding on to the tension and just walking like zombies. We can go that far. I would love to. It doesn't matter. But if you can fix it without that, just by simple techniques or whatever it is, because obviously it's not like something that easy for you, because
it's stuck around for
it's
so
stuck
long.
around for so long. Even though we bring it so many times, still when we fight, it comes around. To bring these two full together, just imagine this. How this would look. So far, right? We're working, we're getting fitter with the gym, right? We're reading, we have intellectual talks, and we share and we understand each other. We have better mind and we're going through common goals, and you're like my editor, and your work, and you have your own plans, and I'm doing my own thing. And at the same time, base level trust comes from us ground up, right? So if anything ever happens, it's like it doesn't attack us. We talk about it first, and we put the trust, and then on top of that there's no like dysfunctional toxicity, like toxic things going on. There's no like weird things that people think are normal, like, oh, he said this, so I'm not gonna talk to her. That shit is not normal. Okay, people talk. Already it just sounds like dream relationship to me already, really. Like it sounds like dream relationship. All right. If those two were my unhappy with the relationship. Yeah, see, oh, I just said it. I didn't even read this far. I must like really be able to write in a way that I think.
Routine.
Yeah, or yeah, I don't know. If these two were met aspect, I know that I can trust you. You call me with someone. Okay. Oh yeah. For example, I didn't put.
Want to see the example?
No, I said never mind. I will tell you verbally the example because it was getting too long to write. All right. The last part in the relationship is, okay, I just wanted to read this. Yeah.
How before